Well, in my opening lecture in this class, I would like to engage you in a discussion whose outcome will be basically to answer two primary questions. One, can we give a working definition to the term engineering and thereby improve upon it to understand what engineering design really means? One. And second, to identify a very broad framework on what we are trying to do in this course. Let me focus my talk to answer these two very primary questions. Let us start looking at the first question, which is my primary interest of this lecture. Can we, in the most general sense, I am not talking about a very textbook kind of definition, a very general definition for the term engineering. I hope by now some of your teachers may have engaged you in this very interesting question on trying to define what engineering really is, because they have already spent some 6 months in studying the basic tenets of engineering. I am quite sure I will expect something from you on what you think engineering is. What is engineering? What?
The practical use of our knowledge in daily life.
The focus keyword is practical application of knowledge. Any other dimensions that you want to bring out? Practical application, yes. But any other dimension to it? Anything practical, can we consider it as engineering? All the practical work. A farmer plows the land. Are you ready to accept that is engineering? The sweeper sweeps the rooms. That is practical application of a knowledge. Are we ready to accept that is engineering? Then how? What other dimensions do we add? What makes engineering so very special? I mean, there should be a justifiable prideness in ourselves, right? We should justifiably feel proud about our decision to come to engineering. If we don't feel proud about ourselves, then what do we tell to others? So that professional, what should I say, that kind of pride, if you have to develop, you should know what engineering really quantifies to. What? Can you be a bit louder? Yeah, so you attribute two qualities to a solution. Gentleman here said that it is a practical solution. Now you are saying that it should be useful, one, and second, it should be some kind of efficient solution. Are you quantifying solutions? It should be a working solution, improving quality of life or whatever it is, and second, it should be efficient. So simple sweeping with a broom is not engineering, but sweeping using vacuum cleaners and designing, that we can call it engineering, right? That is how we will differentiate between the two. Any other ideas? Oh, you are adding economic angle to it. Yes. That means we are broadening the discussion. Till now the focus was only technical. Now we are saying that we should think about the economics also about it. Efficiency not only in terms of technology but also in terms of economics. Well, what else? Yeah, please go ahead.
To be innovative in an economic manner.
Exactly. So any solution which is innovative solution, should be economical. Correct. What else? So there are two aspects necessarily. One is the whole technical component to it. You have added economics to the discussion. What other components can you add? We are broadening our study. What else? Can I add a new question to this so that you can think in a very different way? It's a very standard question. Do you think engineering is science, or do you consider it as an art? Ideally, how do we differentiate these two? What is science? What is art? A field of human study, how will I distinguish something as science and something as an art? How? Music is art. Doing experiments in physics lab is science. How? Why? Why is something science? Why is something an art? Oh, we will forget engineering for time being. Let us be clear about what is science and what is art. What is the basic difference between playing guitar and doing some experiment using pipette and burette? One is art, one is science. What? Go ahead.
Art has less practical application.
Playing guitar.
It has no final end result or something like that, a defined thing to the world. But in science, we expect some result and do accordingly.
No, if I am playing sitar, if I am playing Rag Shivaranjani on sitar, there is a very fixed note set for what constitutes Rag Shivaranjani. More particularly, it is said at what duration of time you can play Rag Shivaranjani and things like that. What rules you apply for during doing a scientific experiment, the same set of rules applies even for music. If you want that kind of differentiation. Yeah.
Sir, art is something like music, considering music, the use of notes in the use of notes to generate sound is art, but the generating of that note using the strings and is science.
You are complicating. I am not able to differentiate. Bringing out a note is art for you, but how that note comes, resonance and other thing is science, physics or acoustics. Confusing, but anyway. Yeah.
Science has a three-stage procedure to be followed.
Exactly.
Art you can innovate and
Exactly. We have found an answer. Science, by and large, removes the human component. I will explain. You drop this duster or the proverbial apple. It should come to the ground even if I drop, the gentleman drops, the lady drops, or if Newton drops. Anyone dropping apple, it should come down. That is science. But art has a huge human component involved. Just because Shivaranjani Rag has a particular note set, if I sing that, or when Pandit Bhimsen Joshi sings that, there is a wide difference. There is a human component involved. Just because I press certain place in the guitar and play a note does not mean that I can play like an eminent artist. I can't do that. Necessarily, the difference between science and art is that there is a human component which is understood. In arts, science is devoid of human component. I am making a very general observation. Then comes a very important question now. Should we consider engineering as science or as an art? It's very difficult. Can you tell me something which is both at the same time, apart from engineering? List out everything which you know, the art and science, human activities. Medicine. Is medicine science or art? Very clear. Practice of law. Practice of accountancy. Oh, which is art? Law is art. Why do you consider it as an art? No, there is. You can't go beyond the set rules and regulations.
They can be interpreted in different ways.
Interpretation is different, but I can't interpret in a drastically different way, no.
But High Court, Supreme Court, District Courts, all of them sometimes provide different interpretations of the same law.
Exactly. But that again are within the framework of Indian Constitution. They can't go beyond that. So in that sense they are fixed. Well, I am playing devil's advocate, don't worry. It can be considered as an art. This is a difficulty. Now let us come to engineering, our primary focus. So what is the overwhelming response from your side? Should we consider engineering as an art or is it science? Oh, in between I forgot one more term which is excessively used. Technology. Science and technology is the most popular formulation in media. Inherent difference all of us understand. What is science? What is technology? What is science? What is technology? What is science? What is technology? See, sometimes it happens. I can understand your situation. We understand what it is. We know what it is. We can't express it. Many times it happens. Technology by and large is understood as application of science. That is because you should first understand how science is popularly pursued as. Science is generally pursued as study of nature. I study how things work. That is science. The main interest in technology is to see how I can apply this knowledge. Please understand, knowing how things work is not a prerequisite to use it. Let me give you a very simple example. Turn on the water tap. Water flows. This is science. Why does water flow? When you turn the knob in a particular direction, we can answer. There is a law of nature to answer this. But do you know the simplest thing? You see, when you turn the knob of the tap, the water flows, right? The water does not flow in a very clear fashion. There is turbulence. Have you seen the turbulence? There is turbulence in water. Till today, we don't know a means through which we can capture the turbulence. For example, what I am trying to tell you is, if you give me the speed of water flow, the volume, the diameter of that pipe, and all those specific details, I can't calculate and tell you what will be the turbulence of water. We have not understood that basic principle. But has it stopped us from using water for constructive purposes? No. We know when water flows from top, it has some energy. We have used that energy to generate electricity. We have not understood the first principles, but we have used it. This is the basic difference between science and technology. Science answers the question why. Technology answers the question what. What to do. Why things happen is science, what to do is technology. That's an ideal difference. Now, where does engineering stand in between? Between science and technology, what is a place for engineering?
Engineering is a way to apply science in order to provide the required technology. Implement science in order to obtain the required.
Well, any other? Between science and technology, I want to place engineering. Where shall I place? More closer towards science or more closer towards technology? That is correct. After technology, before technology. So if I have to arrange things, science, engineering, technology, or science, technology, engineering, how will I organize? Science? Why?
Technology is a product of engineering. It's like from engineering you get some the result technology.
Product. By technology, now you are saying technology is a product.
You generate the electricity in that example.
Yeah.
That is what you need, the end product.
Exactly. That is technology. So engineering is
The way to do it.
the means. So can we say that the means of converting scientific knowledge into some useful technology is engineering? Is that a kind of workable, sensible definition? So engineering is nothing but a way, a collective process of taking scientific knowledge, converting them through a systematic manner, giving a useful technology. That is clear? First round. Well, anybody knows what is the actual meaning of the term engineering? By and large, historical references. Quiz question is, when was the term engineering first used? That is a quiz question. We should be knowing it, right? If some chota bacha asks us, remember it is said that one who does not know his own history can't go forward. Well, the term engineering, if you want the exact dates from history, was initially used in somewhere in 13th century. That's what we know. During those times, the word engineering or engineer as a job title was basically used to refer to a person who had the capability to design and use this equipment which they called as engine. Now, engine is not the engine as we know today. Engine in 13th century was a machine used in warfare. So somebody who could develop that war machine was called as an engineer. That's what we know. If you want to go again deep into history, actually the term engine does not mean what we know it as to be today. The word engine has the Greek roots, which actually means an intelligent solution. Any solution which is a well thought of solution, the product emerging out of it is called as an engine. And the person who developed such a solution was called as engineer. That's what we know. The first term as a profession, engineering as a profession, we know was first used for civil engineers somewhere in 18th century. That's what we know. After that came electrical engineering, then mechanical engineering. If you want computer engineering as such, the first degree in computer engineering was given only in the year 1972. In fact, it's very interesting. Have you ever bothered, or has it occurred to you, how many of you accept that engineering is a profession? Let us identify what profession is. Idontara again a very difficult question to answer. When I say profession, I identify certain characteristics with it. What is profession for me? Profession is an occupation which is taken by a group of people who has a social sanction. Is medicine a profession? No, who has a doubt? Yes. Why? Because it has a social sanction. What we can't do, doctors can do. See, I can't take a knife and cut open someone's stomach, right? Can I do that? Attempt to murder, what section? Attempt to murder, if I cut open someone's stomach. But a doctor can do that. The society has given the sanction to doctor to do that. So profession is something which gives special powers to its practitioners. Because lawyers have some special powers. Like? What special powers do lawyers have? They can lie openly. There is social sanction given to them. Alva. Therefore, if you want to consider engineering as a profession, it should also have certain characteristics. Let us take this. Do we have some special powers in society? as professionals. Don't tell no. For all the characteristics. Please think about this. Like doctors have some special powers, lawyers have some special powers, chartered accountants, they have some special powers. They can ask for my details of income, I can tell them, I can't keep telling to everyone. They have that special power. Likewise, what special powers do engineers have in society? Please think over a cup of tea or whatever is your favorite time pass drink. Don't do it in night times. Second, have you observed very lightly that every profession identifies itself through, very contentious term, physical appearance? Doctors identify themselves using, lawyers identify themselves. How do we identify? Have you ever wondered? Engineers don't identify themselves, is it? Are we identity-less people? And I can wear whatever I want. It is all a sign of pride in profession. Any profession, the practitioners of that profession feel proud to wear their mandatory dress code. They don't feel down wearing that, they feel proud. What should engineers do? Come on, see. I think the problem is because of this. Let me tell you why this may have come. This is my own reasoning. Normally, we interact with professionals in a day-to-day manner. When we are sick, we go to doctor. We interact. Right? We go to lawyer whenever we are in trouble. I go to my chartered accountant once in a year to file my income tax. Do we go to engineer on a regular basis? No. Very rarely. That is, the interaction between the profession and the general society is very less. That is why maybe engineers never felt that they have to have a special identity. Maybe. But that does not mean there are no attempts. I know personally that there is a practice among engineers to wear an iron ring in this finger. Iron ring. In fact, even in countries, the eastern countries like Malaysia and Indonesia, during the graduation day, it is a kind of a ritual for the seniors to put that ring into the hands of juniors, thereby saying, now you are in this profession. That is followed. But somehow in other places we don't see this kind of thing happening. Maybe it is right time that all of you sit together and start thinking about this. Do we need to have something to justify our profession and feel proud about ourselves and tell others that we are engineers? I don't know who said this. I am not remembering the name of the person who said this. But this makes for a very good t-shirt slogan. The exact slogan is this. Scientists say why, or rather scientists ask why, engineers ask why not. A very good t-shirt slogan. The actual difference between scientists and engineers is well captured here. Scientists are more interested in answering some fundamental questions, whereas engineers are more interested to solve a problem. When you say applying knowledge, we are focusing on solving problems. So what is engineering? Engineering, or more detailedly, let me come to the core of my first theme today on what I wanted to answer. Many times when I am speaking with the students, I ask them to give me the equivalent words for engineers in any other language they know. That is one way of defining things. If you can tell me the equivalent words for engineering in any language you know. Because when a word comes from one language to other, it actually carries that whole essence of that word. Do you know the equivalent word for engineer in any language that you know? For example, in Hindi, in Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. Engineering or an engineer, how is it called in Hindi? Is there no word in Hindi? Come on. In Kannada? Huh? Is technologist. Exactly. In all Indian languages, starting from Hindi to Sanskrita to Kannada to all languages which derive their roots from the Sanskrita, the word used is abhayantara, or which sounds quite similar to abhayantara. The roots for this are quite difficult, but anyway, this is in Tamil. There is a very beautiful word for engineer. Does anyone know? Somebody please go out and find in your own language. Tamil, Telugu they use abhayantara only. Tamil has its own word. Bengali there is a very interesting term, as I know. So you can go out and find out. It will be a very interesting exercise to know why and how people started using those terms. Right? Well, so by and large by now we have understood what engineering really is. It is practical application and we have to solve a problem and all that. In my usual discussion, one more idea that I bring out is, can you give me the equivalent terms for engineering? Equivalent term in English. Synonym. Engineering, synonyms. So that we clearly understand this term. Synonyms for engineering. Go out and find out, you will be in for a surprise. The close word for engineering, probably, if you ask me, is design. Design. Now here we stand in a very peculiar situation. The term which I have to define for you is engineering design. I have just made a statement that I think design is synonym for engineering. Now how will I define engineering design? But it's not unique. This kind of usage, synonym using together, we use it many times. Well, anyway, for example, we say ATM machine. ATM andre? ATM machine. Yeah, machine. Right? PAN number. Permanent account number, PAN number. Hagene engineering design. Engineering itself means design. So engineering design, how to define? Well, anyway, let me make a very serious attempt. I will define. If that is Bhagavad Gita you are reading, I have no objections. That's engineering design. Huh? Yeah, is it engineering design book? I have read it 550 times. You can close it. Let me start defining engineering design. I hope by now all of you understand that engineering design is a verb and not a noun. Okay. So, defining a noun and defining a verb, there is a difference. For example, 7 blind men and elephant. Were they 7 or 8 or 9? I don't know. Blind men and elephant story. LKG story, blind men and elephant. They were trying to define the noun called as elephant. That is why all the problem. Defining a verb is always easy. Anyway, let me come back to the point. Engineering design being a verb, I am defining it like this. First quality. We are solving a problem. That is very clear to all of us. So the first quality is that we are solving a problem. There is a problem, we have to solve it. Two ways to look at this. One, we are solving a new problem. The problem is new, So we define a new solution. That is one way of looking at it. Or there are already some solutions given to the problem, but we are trying to give one more solution which we think is better. This is one way of looking at it. So there is a problem. Either I give a new solution or I give an improved solution. This is the first characteristic of engineering design. That means I should define the problem. I have a well-defined problem, which is again very problematic. We never get a well-defined problem. And then I solve it. When I solve it, either I give a very innovative solution or I improve existing solution. This is one. Second, when I give the solution, what characteristics should that solution have? Some of them have been spoken. That is, it should be technically efficient. I should also look at the economic aspects. Any other which you want to add to it? Let me deal this in this way. Supposedly, you go to doctor and say you have headache. I am assuming that you go to a good doctor. What should the doctor do? Then? If you have headache, you have various solutions. You can pop some tablet which you have been using, or you can apply tiger balm, jandu balm, whatever balm you want, and go to sleep, or drink a strong coffee. No, I highly encourage people who practice meditation. But 4:15 is not a time to meditate. Okay? Yeah. I understand everybody has an ambition in life to become like Buddha, meditate and attain. It's good to try, but it's better to go out and sit under a what tree? Bodhi tree or whatever. Under a fan in a hot summer. Right? Don't waste your effort. That's what I'm telling you. It's good. Okay, fine. Let me come back. The point is this. That when we define a solution in any field, especially in engineering field, we don't have all the options in the world to define a solution as we like. There will be restrictions, constraints. People will come to you and say, I have 30-40 site, I want a 2-bedroom house, a car parking, if possible a small garden, and because Obama's wife has a kitchen garden behind her kitchen, I also want it. If possible a small swimming pool in 30-40. Then you need engineering. Are you getting the point? We need engineering because we develop solutions which satisfy the constraints. So, we have a problem, we define solution, that solution has various constraints. Constraint basically with respect to time and money. Of course technology is there, but time and money are two basic constraints. I want my flat to be built within this many months. I don't have the luxury of 100 years to build a house. That is very important. Second is money. Balancing all the constraint and then giving a solution is engineering. Right? Then what next? We give a solution, it does not end here. It actually should work according to the specifications given by our customers. They should be satisfied. So the span of engineering design is this much. Very broadly speaking, if a problem is defined, we have to give either a new solution or improve upon existing solutions. When we give that solution, we should understand that there are different constraints on us. We have to give such a solution which satisfies all these constraints. then we should give that, we don't just tell that solution, we have to deploy that solution and it should work. So engineering design's concerns are these, right? So the whole list of activity involved in doing all this thing is engineering design. So it's a very systematic approach. As we have seen, it is highly complex because we have to take care of various things. It is highly interdisciplinary. We are not only worried about one area, as we will see in the coming classes. We have to worry about various things, right? And more than anything, it is hugely interesting if you approach it in the right way, right? This ends my first theme which I wanted to discuss in the class. I don't think I have enough time to discuss the second theme. I'll discuss that in my next class.